Hey there, and welcome to Factorio Space Age. My name is Bryn. In the last episode, we have been trying to figure out this Gleba whole spoilage situation. Oh, that was an accident. Copper, okay. And so I want, I guess, like a way for it to be able to kick itself on, or at least essentially to go infinite. And so I'm kind of imagining that I could have this thing, plant things, pull them out, they come down here, they get made into new seeds. And I kind of just want to just almost let the jelly expire or something, or it's kind of interesting because these things have a little bit of power, but I don't think like enough to actually do what they would need to do. Okay, let me do this. So, on like the pink soil, I kind of want to just try and get one of these set up here. Ooh, this one is back, perfect. Able to... Oh my gosh, I didn't have the cargo landing pad. Okay, well, I should have stuff here. Actually, I'm just going to send it back with that. I'll make a new one. Oh, that's funny. Actually, I should have it drop down some things first, but... Okay, let's drop down that, and let's drop down the assembly machine 3. All the belts and that stuff. Maybe some power poles too. I don't need the bot things. Send a couple more solar panels. That should be good. I'm terrified of being squashed by one of these things again. Looks like all of them. Well, there's a bunch more in my or I gotta remember that. Let's make a little thing on the mini map here. Perfect. Oh, and I didn't send down stack inserters either. See, I feel like you're gonna have to have some way to jumpstart this whole process, and part of me wonders if that is... Oh, I already had the tier 3 assemblers. Or if that involves having this machine that runs off of nutrients, or at least one of them that is solely just to kickstart the thing. Wait, this can only be done in a biochamber? Yes. Which takes nutrients to run. So I'm guess like or I guess like yeah, or wait, I only have this from the Yamato Mash. I can't do it with the iron one. Okay. Which is fine. I just consumes nutrients. Okay. Is there really no other way to power that? Okay, I guess so. So this one will have to make Yamato Mash. Or I guess you don't even really need to do that. I mean, you can just let the other... No, that's the other stuff takes so long to spoil. And this technically turns the one Yamako into 2 spoilage. Yeah, 1 hour time, where this is 3 minutes and you get 2 of them. Okay. And then creating the copper gives me the 1 spoilage. Yeah, so I think for sure you want to at least just turn it into the Yamako Mash. To give you your first jumpstart spoilage. Or your first jumpstart nutrients. And so I would want that system to turn on. So this would be mash and spoilage from nutrients. So yeah, this one would be going and would want to fill a chamber full of, fill a chest full of spoilage. Okay. Suppose I don't need to. Oh wait, this one does need to filter the Yamako Mash in there. Filters the mash. What was that stuff from again? Oh, you make that stuff with the jelly. You can make a ton of nutrients. That's probably where we want to be heading. But for now, yeah, this would be the jumpstart nutrient supply to get the biochamber going. We essentially want this one to turn off. Wait, hold on, I'm like really curious about that. Like if you can, if I put this here, let's say, let's grab that. And read contents. Oh, and you can enable, disable even the assembler. Outputs a signal the machine is working. Oh, sick. Roll signal. Green. Okay, this is getting me kind of excited. I feel like I still am super curious about a possible way to do it without, you know, having this much circuit control over it. Where I think, you know, this could put some spoilage in there. The spoilage would go into this thing to make nutrients to power this thing. I think what I'm going to do is just try and essentially do it without circuits and then start adding in the circuits as I need them, essentially. And so and I suppose you just burn off the spoilage you don't use. Curious too if you even just put this right here. I so want to use a circuit. Kind of curious about just doing that. And then they create science. Not the science, I guess. The nutrients power my biochambers. But you'd still need to figure out a way to get the spoilage out of here. You'd have to have, like, you'd still have to do one of these. Really, I want to be able to put the spoilage into here. This is quite toughy. So what I'm thinking is, like, we need to have like a spoilage area, like, or, you know, like a logistics network in a sense, where we have a spoilage area or a spoilage chest that we put the spoilage into, and all the other spoilage gets routed back to that. And so if we have too much spoilage, this doesn't need to do anything, but we can also burn off any excess spoilage, because I think in a perfect system we wouldn't like need to turn this one on, ever, because it would kind of just get itself going and hopefully never need to shut off again, but I feel like that's not going to be the easiest outcome for this. And so yeah, I think I'm going to do this. But you can't do it like that. Dang it. Or I can't do what I was thinking of doing. Right, no, I suppose I could just move that to here. This is literally just outputting into that. And then I could output my spoilage here. Or if anything in here spoils, as a way to pull it out. You know, yeah, let's do the spoilage. Going with this using filters, so that'll pull the spoilage out that way. This thing also would need a way to get rid of the spoilage. I just realized if the stuff spoiled in here. Okay. We're gonna remove this so I have that. We're gonna take that. Rotate vertical. I don't remember why I turned my bots off, but I'm gonna make this a little simpler. Okay. I'll have my input. That stuff will go in a box, then it gets put into this thing. I don't like how much space is being wasted there. And then this is going to output nutrients. And potentially spoilage. And spoilage, I want to, or I guess if this is like the spoilage area, no, that one makes sense because we need this to, yeah, okay. Actually move this, and we'll make it even easier. Go like, I want to do it like, trying to think of just like a nice way to kind of position these so I can do it in a chest nice and easily. You know, I kind of think that's overthinking a little bit. Let's just do this. Well, because I was kind of thinking like, well, what if I need more of these, that way? How would I kind of do it? But I suppose we can plan for that a little bit. But yeah, this thing also needs the seeds. So output priority to the right, seeds. So all the spoilage and everything else will come that way. That goes back that way. I kind of like the idea too of, don't know how much spoilage you really need. No, just that spot. I don't think I need more than one chest, to be honest. And so I think what I want to do with that is kind of loop all the other spoilage back into this one. Oh, let's move it up one more. So like other spoilage all have come that way. Well, technically this doesn't need that anymore because the seeds are being filtered, so this can turn off its filter. Now then, this will be the thing that all the spoilage reads from. That's our spoilage count. We need to have some spoilage in there to be able to kickstart our system. That over there. And then this is the system that I am referring to. Let's imagine, let's just build it down here first. So we're gonna have spoilage incoming here. And we need to do one of these where it filters the spoilage away. If anything ever got stuck on the belt, spoiled, it could go back up. So now I should be able to put this right here. Oh, no, I want to move it back one actually. This would output like that. This then these. One of that. Prevent anything from going there. Spoilage. Going back up, going into the box. Now this is where the nutrients will come out. Yeah, we'll have a belt come up this way because that one can actually go pretty far. So now the nutrients I think will need to be on like some sort of a loop to allow, yeah, like any nutrients that gets placed out by this thing needs to be in a loop to, like in case it spoils, right? So now we could use, or this thing needs would need like spoilage and the good stuff to come down it. which is kind of an annoying issue. Because I'm like thinking about here. Let's try and slap this in here. You know, pretend we have this lined up with that. We have our nutrients coming down here. We can have more spoilage. Yeah, nutrients, spoilage, whatever. So now I'm trying to think about how to separate, because if you put them both on one, you know, if we were to combine this, put them both on one side, then one side could eventually start spoiling. And so how do you filter off just the one side? Because you can't like really mess with lanes. Makes me feel like I just need to do 2 lanes and have a thing like this. You know, at the end of the line. Let's imagine we have 2 of these here. Kind of interesting because these things are outputting like essentially the same stuff, you know, the nutrients. Yeah, I kind of like that too, because the nutrients will always come down on... Actually, that'll be the wrong side. We want it to be on the outside lane. Need it to do... Why is this like so weird to me right now? There we go, okay. I got it now. That took me a while. Okay, so we have nutrients on the inside lane. So wait, and actually, because this would try and force the stuff that way. It would like force it to loop around, which we don't want. I was hoping I could like just kind of get it to stop. That's not how this works. It doesn't stop that lane and then just let the one thing through. Yeah, because these things will also be just dropping out spoilage and stuff too, so... Like eventually if like something's spoiled in it. So I think, yeah, I think I'll just have the outputs be over on that side, and it'll just have one of these there. Yep, so... Yeah, this is where the real nutrients would be coming from. This one would literally just be to feed this one. Is my theory or plan. With this, so then we can take nutrients and send it anywhere else we want. We'll have spoilage So I mean, I guess I could almost just combine the two lanes. Let's do that. I suppose, but how do I, yeah, but how do I let spoilage through? It's not what we want. Spoilage will be coming around that way, so it'd also be on the outside, which would allow the nutrients to be on the inside lane. So I think I could almost do this. Yeah, so if any nutrients did spoil, it would just get forced to the inside lane. Oh, no, and that one needs to go up one. Spoilage will go back up to the master spoilage spot, along with all the other spoilage. Input priority from the right, I would think. Actually, we'll find out later. Let's just turn that off for now. Okay, yep, so if it does spoil, also it comes up this side and gets shoved onto the correct lane. Okay, this is taking out nutrients. We don't care about the nutrients coming out, we just really care about, I guess, the productivity nutrients, I guess, because nutrients freaking seems super important. I mean, maybe I'm putting too much effort into doing it the complicated way because it is so important too. That could be tightened up a little bit, I'm sure, here. I go like this. Okay, that's tightened up a little bit. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. I think this should create a steady supply of nutrients. And I suppose we would have to use like one circuit to basically like say, if we have too much, you know, send it, you know, burn it off or something. You know, or put it in a recycler or something like that. So I'm not sure necessarily how to make like a full like loop system of it. Oh, I mean, I get, okay, so hold up. Actually, I think I need to edit here before I get too caught up into it, but I do have an idea for how to kind of do that. So thanks so much for joining me. Looking forward to seeing the next one. Take care.